Welcome to the PropertyCMS.Click maintenance workflow tutorial. We will follow one fictional resident request from the public intake page through staff triage, active work, completion, filtering, and the live dashboard. The most important rule comes first. A submitted request is an intake record. It is not emergency dispatch, technician assignment, or a promised arrival time.
So residents get one clear place to describe the issue, while the property team still applies its real emergency and maintenance procedures outside this form. Before we submit anything, what should both sides understand about the emergency message at the top?
For immediate danger, such as fire, a gas odor, a carbon monoxide alarm, live electricity, severe flooding, or a threat to life, the visible instruction is to move somewhere safe and call 911, then call the property manager's emergency line. Selecting emergency in the form does not place either call and does not automatically dispatch anyone.
Below that warning, the blank contact section asks for full name and email, with phone optional. The side panel also explains the sequence: submit the details, receive a reference, and let the property team review the request. That reference confirms intake. It does not confirm a response time.
Next, identify the location and issue category. Property address is required. Unit or suite is optional. The category list includes common groups such as plumbing, heating or cooling, electrical, appliance, locks or access, pests, structural, exterior, and other. This address is entered as text on the request. The form does not select a structured property record.
Urgency is separate from work progress. Residents can choose routine, needs attention soon, urgent property issue, or emergency. Those choices describe intake severity and routing. They do not mean the request has been acknowledged, assigned, scheduled, started, or completed.
The description should explain what is observable, where it is happening, when it began, and whether active damage is continuing. Avoid guessing at a diagnosis. A clear report like water dripping below the kitchen sink is more useful than a vague statement such as plumbing broken, and it keeps the first review focused on facts.
Preferred service time, pets or access notes, and entry information help staff coordinate the next step. Preferred time is a request, not a confirmed appointment. Pets, gates, alarms, and contact before entry instructions can change how a visit must be arranged, so these fields deserve careful review before anyone is sent.
Entry permission is explicit. The resident can indicate permission to enter if they are not present or require contact first. Neither choice schedules entry by itself. The responsible team must still follow its policies, applicable law, confirmed timing, and any site-specific instructions before entering a home.
The form requires the core contact, location, category, urgency, and description fields before submit maintenance requests can succeed. In this tutorial, the populated submission happened only in the disposable local environment, and the approved video never exposes the entered contact or access details.
A successful submission shows request received and gives the resident a reference number. The random reference is covered in this approved capture. Behind the page, PropertyCMS stores a tenant-scoped request with the initial workflow status submitted. Persistence happens before optional delivery attempts, so a provider failure does not erase the intake record.
The receipt also repeats the safety boundary. This form is not emergency dispatch. The resident should keep the reference for follow-up, but must use the property manager's published emergency process whenever immediate action is required.
Now move to maintenance requests in the administrator. 4 cards summarize the queue. All requests counts current intake records. Needs review counts. Submitted and acknowledged. In progress combines assigned, scheduled, and in progress. Urgent counts open urgent or emergency requests excluding completed and canceled records.
That means these cards are operational groupings, not 7 separate status counters. In the initial fictional state, 3 total requests produce 2 needing review, 1 already in the active work group, and 1 open urgent request. The same record can contribute to all requests and one of the other groups.
The work queue sorts higher urgency ahead of lower urgency, then uses creation time within the urgency level. Our fixed fictional references make the demonstration repeatable, while requester names are masked. Use the status filter to isolate one workflow stage without changing the underlying records.
The delivery column is easy to overread. Email, not configured, means no staff delivery address is configured for this example. Webhook, not queued, means no integration event was queued. Even email sent or webhook queued would describe notification routing, not vendor acceptance, technician assignment, or repair progress.
Open the urgent fictional request. The detail card keeps category, urgency, property location, unit, and the resident's description together. The description says water is actively dripping while a towel contains it, and the cabinet is becoming damp. Those observable facts support triage without pretending the form diagnosed the cause.
The requester contact line, entry permission, and pets or access notes are deliberately covered. In day-to-day work, staff should review them before coordinating service, but a public tutorial should not reveal personal details. The visible workflow control starts at submitted because successful intake is not the same as human review.
After a qualified team member reviews the facts and confirms the request belongs in the maintenance process, choose Acknowledged. This label should mean someone actually reviewed it. Selecting a value changes only the form control. The next frame will verify persistence after update status.
Could I choose assigned, scheduled, or completed immediately? The interface offers every allowed label directly, but it will not enforce a required transition sequence. Truthful operating discipline matters. A status should describe what really happened, not what the team hopes will happen next.
Acknowledged is now persisted in the dropdown. A practical teaching sequence is submitted, acknowledged, assigned, scheduled, active work, then completed. Cancelled is another terminal choice. That sequence is a recommended mental model, not a product-enforced state machine.
Where do I assign the technician on this page? I only see the workflow dropdown. That is intentional to call out. This screen does not create a vendor work order, choose a technician, book an appointment, record repair notes, track costs, or send resident progress notifications.
Coordinate ownership through the organization's supported process. After work has genuinely begun, select In Progress. Assigned should mean ownership is set. Scheduled should mean timing has actually been confirmed. In Progress should mean active work has begun. Do not use these labels as promises made before coordination.
The request keeps its original urgent classification while the workflow status changes. Urgency answers how serious the intake was. Status answers where staff place the work in its life cycle. Keeping those dimensions distinct prevents an actively handled urgent issue from disappearing into a generic workflow label.
Active work is now saved. Before coordinating any visit, verify the exact location and unit, observable problem, severity, active danger or damage, reachable contact, entry permission, pets or access constraints, preferred timing, and whether the emergency procedure was already followed when required.
And we should avoid inventing details the record does not contain. This page has no staff notes, photos, invoices, repair cost fields, vendor conversation, or resident status portal. If the team uses another approved system for those functions, keep each update accurate and follow the organization's privacy rules.
Now compare a second fictional request. It is routine and currently scheduled. Scheduled should mean the responsible people confirmed timing through the organization's real process. The preferred time field is only resident context. It does not itself create this scheduled state or prove an appointment exists.
This contrast is useful. Routine versus urgent is about severity, while scheduled versus in progress is about workflow. A routine request can be scheduled before an urgent request is completed, and the queue still preserves both dimensions for staff review.
Choose Completed only after the work is actually complete according to the team's process. The control allows the selection, but again, selection is not proof. We will save it and check the persisted value, the filtered queue, and the updated summary counts.
If a request should stop without completion, use canceled only when that description is accurate. Completed and canceled are terminal for the urgent summary calculation, but the records remain available in all requests and through the status filter.
The success notice and persisted. Completed value confirm the update. Notice what did not change. Category: original urgency, location, description, requester context, and access context remain part of the request. Workflow status records progress. It does not rewrite intake history.
Changing status here will not notify the resident. If the property team promises progress messages, it must deliver them through its supported communication process. The tutorial should never imply that selecting completed automatically sends an email or closes a vendor task.
Back in the queue, filter to completed. The result count drops to 1, and the saved row shows completed. Filtering is a viewing tool. It does not delete or archive the other requests. Return to all statuses whenever you need the full operational picture.
The summary cards remain based on the whole queue even while one filter is selected. 3 total requests remain. Needs review is now 1, in progress is 1, and urgent is 1 because the open urgent request is still active while the completed routine record is terminal.
With all statuses restored, the final cards make the lifecycle visible. 3 total, 1 needing review, 1 in progress, and 1 open urgent request. These totals are computed from status and urgency rules, so teams should update workflow labels consistently if they want the summaries to remain useful.
A once urgent request could be completed and would then leave the urgent card even though its original urgency still appears on its record. That is why the card should be described as open urgent work, not as the lifetime number of requests ever marked urgent.
The final queue contrasts all 3 examples: an urgent request, in progress, a routine request still submitted, and a routine request completed. The routing panel remains enabled, with email not configured and webhooks off. Provider delivery settings can be changed independently from each request's workflow stage.
Enabling public intake exposes the maintenance request page, but it does not automatically add a menu item to the tenant website. Delivery email and webhook events can be used together when configured. A queued integration event is still only a handoff. Downstream delivery may succeed, retry, or fail.
The administrator dashboard closes the loop with Maintenance Pulse. In this local state, it shows 1 new, 1 active, 1 urgent, and 3 total. New means submitted or acknowledged. Active means assigned, scheduled, or active work. These current counts give staff a quick doorway back into the maintenance workspace.
The complete practice is straightforward. Publish safe intake, make emergency instructions unmistakable, collect useful facts, separate urgency from workflow status, review delivery indicators honestly, coordinate human action through the approved process, and update stages only when they are true. Continue the tutorial series at PropertyCMS.Click.